Yo, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to the channel. We are in New York City. We have traveled to see.
Play it loud at the Met. Here we go.
This is the Instruments of Rock and Roll, and the first up is Chuck Berry's ES-350T Gibson guitar. Very iconic. Coming around the bend here is Jerry Lee Lewis's grand piano. Very, very famous instrument. Coming into Louis Jordan's Selmer Alto saxophone. This is a top-of-the-line instrument, folks, and it is beautiful. Right next door to this saxophone is a super iconic blues instrument. This is Muddy Waters' 1958 Fender Telecaster. Now, according to the Met, it's a 58. According to me, it's probably a 59, since Fender didn't start putting rosewood on guitars until 59. As you can see it there on the fretboard. A little bit of a beat-up headstock there, as well as, patina to match the rest of the guitar. It does have a replacement bridge, as you can probably see. It was gold, missing the screw. That was a Bo Diddley Gretsch or T.C. Holmes guitar. This is a Southern Jumbo owned by Don Everly, looks like. Hiding behind this gentleman is a Buddy Holly owned acoustic guitar wrapped in leather. And got to look at those split parallelograms one more time. Behind this lady is a Wanda Jackson owned Martin acoustic. And coming around here is a Martin owned by Elvis. As you can see, he has some of those stick-on letters there. It just says Elvi now. Someone at some point he lost the S, I assume. Coming into this Harrison-owned Hofner here. And as we can see, Ringo's black oyster pearl Ludwig drum kit with the custom kick drum head. It says the Beatles with the drop T. Got a couple of these cool accessories in my front. These are spikes that keep the kick drum from moving forward when you're playing. There's a picture of the badge, and here is one of Lennon's Rickenbacker guitars. It is a maybe a 330. Back to those spikes again. Those are cool. That is a Paul Bigsby guitar. That's one of Les Paul's guitars that he called the Clunker. This is an early Fender prototype with the snakehead peg head. Very crude but effective guitar, I'm assuming. 1954 Stratocaster. And Paul Kossoff's 1959 Les Paul. Bam! Look at that sucker. Over here is an incredibly rare Corrina Explorer. They didn't make many of those, folks. Back to this prototype guitar. This is a very early guitar by Fender, possibly the first. We got Ray from the Doors' Vox Continental Keyboard here, which he played just about everything on. A Mellotron, and a Wurlitzer used on Some Girls. See a Farfisa there, and looks like a big old synth. I think that was Emerson, Lake and Palmer owned. Couple sitars here, a choral sitar and an actual sitar. I believe these are these were George Harrison owned. Really, really cool stuff. Really beautiful instruments. Okay, Jack White Airline guitar, St. Vincent Ernie Ball, and Prince's Hofner Tele style instrument. This guitar can be seen and heard on just about every Prince concert and recording. It is most notably used in the movie Purple Rain, also with the Cloud guitars and stuff like that. But that's his real guitar. Let's get with it here. Okay, over here got some more cool instruments. I believe that's a Pete Townsend gold top there, as well as a Rick. And then here is Jeff Beck's Yardbirds Esquire. Yeah, man. This thing, it's got some mojo. I mean, it is beat down to the ground. Look at the play wear on this thing. He traded it to Seymour Duncan at some point and has regretted it ever since. As you can see, if I dodge this gentleman here in the vest, there's a missing guitar. That was Duane Allman's SG. Some of the guitars are still out touring or being recorded with. so they had to go. This is Angus Young's main touring axe. It's a refinished black, I believe maybe a 64 SG. And over there was one of Derek Trucks' modern guitars, the one that you always see with the signatures. Here's SRV's #1, an iconic guitar. Everything from Live at El Macambo to Austin City Limits. You see the Tiger over there hiding, but let's get into #1. As you can see, #1 has a significant amount of wear since Stevie Ray would flip it, throw it, put his feet on it. This is a 59 Strat with gold hardware added by Stevie Ray, a left-handed bridge, if you will. Let's see, we're looking at this it's got a 62 neck on it, so that's what the museum's calling it, 62, but everybody knows the bones of this thing are 59. It's got stickers on it, super beat down, replacement tuners there. These guys use these things as tools. They were not precious with them. It looks like a couple little pieces of hose around the ends of the ball ends of the string there. Getting a picture of the SRV. Oh man, moving right into the Tiger here. You know, Jay Garcia inlaid on the last fret. Look, you can see like some inlaid brass around the body. Look at these. Look at that nut right there, that brass nut with the. Oh, look at that Tiger. That is sweet. Got the world up there with an eagle flying around it. That's really cool. Notice that single coil is flanked on either side by 2 pieces of Coca-Cola. That's 2 inputs for an effects loop for its Q-tron. These guitars were made by Doug Irwin, and this is the Wolf right here that I'm checking out. This is the first of Jerry's custom-made instruments, and you can see him play this on countless shows. Awesome inlays. Doug Irwin, I believe, was a custom woodworker. He did like custom yachts and things like that, and he made some of these. He made these guitars for Jerry. Look at this custom seed-beaded strap here. Oh man, hundreds of hours of work in that strap. There's the Wolf inlay. A little bit of abalone inset behind this bridge here, or whatever that tailpiece, whatever you want to call it. A lot of brass on these guitars. DiMarzio pickups. Single coil in the neck. Jerry seemed to like that. Quilted maple on the top of this baby. Fancy inlays all the way up the neck. Yeah. Very cool. Rosewood veneer on the peg head here. The eagle inlay. I notice a little bit of a cigarette burn there as well. Very popular thing to do is to stick your cigarettes right behind the nut while you're playing, so that you don't hear me and my lovely wife Janet are with the Tiger. Okay, so here is Jimmy Page's Les Paul Custom. He used this as a recording instrument and briefly played it, and it was stolen. He recently got it back. Sister Rosetta Tharp's SG Custom, and a rare Rickenbacker that only 43 were made of. Here I am with Neil Young's Corrina Flying V. He used this during the times of the Harvest Tour, and it is an incredibly rare Gibson guitar. As you can see, the tuners are shrank and broken, but you know, that's common on all Gibson guitars. The material they use with the tuner buttons shrank as it got over. As you can see, the close-up of the PAF, there was a little bit of thread wrapped around one of the screws where it got snagged on some clothing. Getting a little close-up here of the headstock and the truss rod cover. Moving into Eric Clapton's iconic Blackie. As we all know, he bought a few strats from Groom's Guitar in Nashville, and quote-unquote took all the best parts and created this guitar. Played this on a lot of awesome recordings. Back on Keith Richards here again. Beautiful 59 Les Paul, flamey top. Two twins from Fender. One a tweed twin and the other one a brown twin. This is Keith's regular, touring setup. And as you can see, the Les Paul has Bigsby on it, an insane top. Beautiful, beautiful instrument. Probably the first Sunburst Les Paul on TV. Moving into Van Halen land. We have 2 Univox echo units up here in the custom bomb enclosure that used to sit on stage. 2 Variacs, where Van Halen used to starve the amps for voltage, try to get them to break up and get a little saggier, squishier tone. Coming in with this very Spartan pedal board, you see he's got an EQ and looks like a fuzz unit and maybe a phaser. This is a replica guitar of what Frankenstein looked like before he painted it red and black and white. I really like these stripped down cabinets that Van Halen used on stage, and really, really cool. Here we go. We're here with the guitars of Cream, the Fool SG, currently owned by Todd Rundgren. Yeah. This guitar most likely has a replaced neck and has been repainted a number of times, I would say, touched up, if you will. The only reason I know that it has a replaced neck is because here the original headstock is separate from the actual guitar. And this is a bass 6 or whatever, that Fender bass 6 that Jack Bruce used. Oh my lord, here we go. Getting into Zeppelin world. Dragon pants, yeah, the dragon suit was there, and it is incredible. It's like kind of a velvet suit, and heavily embroidered. I think they said the jacket took a year to do the embroidery on it. It's very ornate and elaborate. Here's some close-ups of the insane work that they did on it. It's super iconic. Speaking of iconic, here I am with Page's #1 Les Paul. He pretty much played this guitar from Led Zeppelin 2 on. It's responsible for some of the greatest jams in all of rock and roll, and you know, getting in real close on it, some of the fine details. It is checked up, as most old Les Pauls are. Trying to get some angles on it to see if we can get some flame out of this top. And as you can see, it's peeking through there quite nicely. I would describe the color as a very, very faded iced tea at this point, possibly. You know, it's very, very difficult to describe the colors of 59 Les Paul guitars because the colors change. Here's a close-up of the headstock and one of the neck position pickup. Here's a cigarette burn on the inside of the horn. And as you can see, this headstock also has broken tuners on it. You see Frankenstein there poking out in the background. Very, very cool. Here's a detail of the back of the guitar up close. This is Page's ES 1275 double neck, heard on Stairway, The Rain Song, etc.
Fucking dragon pants, you know. Incredible.
Here's the back of the suit. Security guard there, making sure I don't try the pants on. A lot more work on this suit than I remember. Here is Jimmy Page's touring rig. His tone bender, sitting next to a Vox wah-wah. Here is his Dan Electro guitar. I believe that's a 61 Dan Electro. It's got a little mod there. It's got an aftermarket bridge on it, as everybody knows. That's a close-up of the headstock there and of the Marshall amp. Let's sneak around to the back and see. Oh wait, there's an Echoplex up there on top of the amp. Here's the back of the amp. That Echoplex provides Page with all of his delayed effects, and here I am with #1 again. An imp whistle bass, Kim Gordon's bass from Sonic Youth. This is an Ovation bass, I believe, with an EMG bridge pickup. Yep. Crazy looking bridge on that thing. I like that. It's really cool. Okay, here's the Boss's Telecaster. I believe this thing's a 54 maybe? Heavily played replacement bridge. Got a hole in the pick guard for some reason. Wonder what that's about. As you can see, this thing is played out. 2 replaced string trees. A lot of patina there on that headstock. Esquire neck, telly body. Here's a piece of that was a piece of the Monterey Pop guitar. And this is Jimmy's 67B, famously painted by Jimmy with fingernail polish. This guitar was refinished at one point to black, and then the owner realized what it was and had the guitar restored back to the way it looked when Jimmy owned it. Very exciting stuff. Very happy to see that. Thanks for watching. Until we meet again, Bob out.